Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Den Leader Lie. Today, we're going to go through kitchen safety and how to make a fire. Here we go. Kitchen safety. Let's walk through my kitchen and see what we can spot wrong. Did you see anything? Let's do that again. Okay, so let's look at the stove. Someone left a pot on the stove with the handle sticking out to where someone can walk by and knock the pot off the stove. We always want to turn the pot or pan off to the side to where no one can run into it. Over here, someone left a knife sticking out just like the pot handle. We always want to leave the edge inward. We have raw chicken and raw pork next to each other that can cross-contaminate. And somebody left cleaner by all the raw meat to where that can cross-contaminate with the meat. And then finally, we have an electric appliance by water to where if the appliance fell into the water, you can get electrocuted. Alright everybody, let's make a fire. Today we're going to use this burn barrel I cut down to contain the fire. Fire safety, we want to look around and make sure there is nothing within 5 feet of us that can catch fire. You never want to play around a fire, and you never want to leave a fire unattended. And before you leave a fire, make sure you put it out. When we build a fire, we're going to make sure we have some provisions to put the fire out if an emergency comes about. So if the fire gets out of hand. Today, I've got my water hose right beside the trash can that fell over during the hurricane. Hurricane Ian just came by, so my yard's a little bit of a mess right now. But we've got a water hose just in case the fire gets out of hand. I don't think it will. Maybe. We'll see. Water hose. Okay. So first thing we need when we build a fire is some tinder. I mow my yard every week and I don't collect it in a bag, so over here off to the side I have plenty of dried grass. This stuff here makes great tinder to start a fire. So we're going to get a handful of that, get rid of that green stuff. Put that there. Alright, so let's make some kindling. I always carry this knife in my go bag. It's by K-Bar. Take some of this wood. Use it as a hammer. And all we're doing is we're cutting off thin strips of wood to make kindling. So we've got our thin pieces of wood for kindling. We're going to grab a few pieces of wood for our fuel wood. Let's get a fire going. Alright everybody, so we've got our kindling wood here. What we're going to do is we're going to take this wood, we're just going to build a teepee out of it. we don't want to close it up too much because we want to be able to let air get through. There's three basic things we need for a fire. We're going to need air, fuel, and heat. The heat starts the fire. The air and fuel, the wood, is what keeps the fire going. So we've got to make sure we let air come through. So there we've got our little TP of kindling. Now let's go get our fuel wood. Be right back. Okay, so because this is only a demonstration, I'm not going to put too much fuel wood on top here. Just enough for demonstration. So you want to take your fuel wood and build a teepee over your teepee. And hopefully it doesn't fall and destroy everything you just made. So like that. Okay, I'm gonna go and get my fire started. Alright, so normally I do carry a lighter inside my go bag, but for emergency cases I carry cotton balls covered in Vaseline. When I use them, I take it and I just kind of peel it apart so I can get to some dry cotton underneath there. What the Vaseline does is it helps keep the cotton ball dry. It's in a pretty good container as it is, but some people like to put them in Ziploc bags. And sometimes the Ziploc bags puncture, they leak, and Vaseline, one, it's a petroleum-based jelly, and two, well, one, the petroleum-based jelly helps light it up, and two, it helps keep it dry. So this is a steel, fire steel, and one package. You got the flint on the inside, fire steel on the outside. Take it. We're going to take this. We're going to put it into our fire. Just like that. And then it's going to, I don't know how much of that I got on video, but it's going to start burning up like that. And hopefully this wood isn't too soaking wet from the hurricane. We're about to find out. Well, looks like my camera turned off in the middle of that somewhere. So we've got our kindle wood going, and the kindling is starting to get the fuel wood on fire here. So I might have to re-record all this. Hopefully not. We'll see how much of it we got. But just remember, Scouts, that you need fuel, oxygen, and heat to get a fire going. The heat were the sparks on the fire steel. You got the oxygen around you, and your fuel is your wood. Number one thing when it comes to making a fire: patience. You gotta have patience. It takes a little bit. Remember not to play around a fire. Make sure there's nothing within 5 feet around you that can catch on fire, and don't leave a fire unattended. And when it's time to leave the fire, make sure you put it out. Look at that there, Scouts. Look at that there, Scouts. We've got a small fire going. Like I said, this is demonstration purposes only, so I'm only going to make a small one. But if you wanted a bigger one, just put a little bit more wood in, get a bigger fire. Don't forget, nothing flammable within 5 feet. Don't play around the fire. Don't leave the fire unattended. And when you finally leave the fire, make sure you put it out. You want to put it out to the point where you can touch the wood. Make sure it's not hot, because if it's still hot, it can still catch on fire. Patience, patience, patience. I've sped this video up. I'm gonna put a caption on the screen to how long this actually took, and you can judge from there on how fast I sped this up. But until next time, everybody, this is Den Leader Live. See ya. No, I didn't like that outro, everybody. We're gonna do this again. You ready? Until next time, everybody, this is Den Leader Live, and remember to always do your best.